Hello, everyone. How are we doing this week? How are we doing? You're probably wondering, Ayame, you look different. You sound different. What's going on? I'm not doing well. No, I am. I am. I have moved home. Now, anyone that has moved home previously, you'll know that it is rather stressful. It's rather stressful. I'm just living from like clothes on the floor. Everything is a mess. But what we've done is, if you're watching the visual, pushed everything out of frame. But then when this is over and these men leave my house, I'm going to have to push it all back into frame and realize that it's still there. Yes. Well, is it definitely recording? How do I know? I don't trust you. Yeah? Okay. Thanks, Toby. That was Toby. I'm going to wait till he closes the door. Are you in my toilet? As I say, we're in this new flat, and one of the first things that my producer asked was, can I take a shit in my brand new bathroom? So close to just getting him out of my life completely. But anyway, that's been me. Hold on. That's been me. I've been having a whale of a time trying to move into this home. As you can see, this is it. Behind me, if you're watching visually, and if you can see, I'm not sure if it's in frame. Behind me, we've got Flaming June. Flaming June is a famous portrait? Painting? She's famous. And I love women. I love women art. I think women are just really incredibly beautiful to look at, and therefore most of my art is women. One day we'll run through it. There may be a video coming soon on my YouTube with a little house tour. Maybe. Anyway, so what are we going to be talking about this week? A whole load of nothing, as per. Literally, we never have anything specific to talk about. Just read my notes and realized I've got one thing to tell you guys. Okay, here's the thing. Okay, hold on. In fact, wait, no. I do have to do an intro, and then we'll go into the first bit I want to talk about, which is a dream I had the other day. And we're just going to talk about whether we should make that dream reality. Anyway, let's get on with the show. You are listening to In Ayame We Trust. I'm Ayame, and apparently you trust me because this is my podcast. It's available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And if you want to watch it visually, you can do so on my YouTube. That's In Ayame We Trust. My YouTube channel is Ayame.P. Anyway, not sure there's much else to say other than the fact that here we are. Let's go. I want to tell you all guys about a dream I had the other day. Now, let's do a little disclaimer. If you are a religious babe, i.e. you're pious, i.e. you don't like to listen to smut, don't know why you're here. Don't know why you don't, sorry. It's not really. Anyway, so we're going to get a bit smutty. The other day I had a dream. By the other day, it wasn't last night, it was the night before. This is going out on Thursday. So a few nights ago, I had a dream. And you know how in Saudi Arabia, right? You know how in Saudi Arabia, is it Saudi Arabia? They're trying to build that big complex, let's say, where they want the whole population of Saudi Arabia to live in this one, like, big, huge, like, let's say, building. Imagine all of civilization, or this little village, let's say, lived in a big building like that. And no one could ever leave the building. This is getting real story time, by the way. Audiobooks, Ayame.P, an author. No one could leave the building because the building was guarded by this massive giant. And when I say massive, okay, it was probably the size of like a fully grown oak tree. That's how big the giant was. Like what I imagine the Hulk. Well, the Hulk seems smaller. He was huge. He was a huge being, but not like BFG massive where like people could fit into the palm of his hand. He was just like, he could probably pick someone up like this. You know what I mean? So this place was guarded by a massive giant, and we were all just living in squalor in this big old this big old thing because, he wouldn't let us, just enjoy our times. We had a curfew. It just wasn't a good time. Anyway, me and a group of 10, let's say, tried to escape this big old building. We're like, do you know what? We're sick of this. We're sick of this. This is happening in the dream. This is happening in the dream, by the way. We're sick of this. And if anyone here is a dream analyzer, tell me what this means. Anyway, we're sick of this. We're escaping. I lead the team that's escaping. So we're escaping. We get through. There's guards inside that we're able to pass. It's all going quite successfully. We get outside. All of a sudden, doof, doof, doof. Footsteps. The giant is upon us. We're looking up at the giant. Now, let me describe the giant. He is big, but he also facially and almost completely physically looks like someone I know. Now, when I say he looks like someone I know, someone analyze this dream. Tell me what the piss it means, because I don't know what it means, and I actually want to make it come true. Anyway, when I say that he looks like someone I know, he looks like someone that potentially I would kiss. Maybe I've already kissed them. He looks like someone attractive. I find attractive, who I am in contact with. Let's just say I know this person. So let's also add as a little side note, I could make this dream come true. I could. That's the position I'm in reality. We're talking about the dream, talking about reality. This dream could come true if I wanted it to. Anyway, but he wouldn't be a giant. Anyway, this big old giant looked like someone I know. And he was huge. He was massive. He was a big, gargantuan creature. And we were all screaming like, oh, no, he's here. He's going to crush us. He's going to kill us. We're trying to escape. So I said, guys, I'll take one for the team. I'm going to get us out of here, okay? I started this mission to leave. I'm going to end this mission. We're all leaving today. Now, let me put in a poetic turn of phrase. I made sure the giant was happy so he would let us leave. Yes. So the giant and I were both happy. We were both. Mm-hmm. Now, the giant was completely satisfied, so much so that he let us free, and we were able to just roam free and escape and just run into the fields. But in addition to that, and the reason I'm really struggling since the dream is that not only was the giant happy, I was incredibly happy as a result of making the giant happy. And I think to myself now, do I make this dream come true? Now, if you are listening to this recount of the dream and you're thinking, what are you talking about? Giants? What are we even talking about? This doesn't exist. We don't live in Saudi Arabia, in a Saudi Arabia-esque building where we're all trapped. This is just a dream. And if you're not really understanding what I'm trying to say and you're not picking up what I'm trying to say, which is, should I have sex in real life with this person who is in my dream a giant? But the question is, why is he a giant? Why did my subconscious make him a giant? And a scary one at that. A scary giant. Now, for all of you dream girls, because I know I've got some dream girls on here. Dream girls, boys! I know I've got some dream girls in here. Tell me what that means. Tell me what that means. Analyze my dream. Why did we live in this village? Why was it protected by a giant? Why did I try to escape? Well, not try. Why did I successfully escape? Find out the giant was someone that looks like someone I'm attracted to. Have sexual intercourse with this giant. Now, let's not talk about the pragmatics of it, because it doesn't actually make sense. It didn't. But why? Why did my subconscious think, we've got a good one tonight for the dreams, boys. This is it. That's my first question. My second question is, do I make this dream come true? I don't really, because prior to this moment, it wasn't my intention to, let's say. It wasn't my intention. I won't lie and say it hasn't crossed my mind. Of course, I see an attractive man and, you know, they're attractive. But to the point where I now want to make it actionable. Do I? Anyway, that was my dream. I just thought I'd run through it with you guys and I want to hear your thoughts on what you guys think about whether I'm mentally unstable or whether I should have intercourse with this man that I've dreamt about. But he wasn't a man, he was a giant. I digress. Now we're going to move on to the next segment. Do I have any more dreams to talk about? I did have a dream last night and it was actually really quite crazy, but I forgot what the dream was. Oh! An argument with someone in Sainsbury's. Because, hold on. If you want to also deduce what happened in, what's going on with my dreams, mentally, where I'm at. Long story short, my family and I were out. This is part of the dream, because you know how dreams just flip to a whole different scene where you're just literally in the middle of a desert after just being in Sainsbury's. I was in a restaurant with my family and this person came up and was like, oh, do you want to come to Sainsbury's? Because we've got a tasting menu. Because because we really were in the mood for curry. We were really in the mood for an Indian takeaway. Well, take in, because we weren't taking away. Indian restaurant, Indian food. So we were like, oh, we really are in the mood. And someone overheard and was like, oh, do you want to come to Sainsbury's? We've got a tasting menu. We assumed they mean Indian food. They didn't. They had pizzas, burgers, and chips. So then I had an argument with the person in Sainsbury's because I was like, what is this? Are you going to have any Indian food here? And they said, no. It's Sainsbury's. I was like, this is awful. Now, when I say it's Sainsbury's, it was Sainsbury's, a restaurant. Anyway, we're moving past the point where it's understandable. None of it's understandable. They're dreams. Fleetwood Mac. Anyway, now we're going to move on to the second segment, which is where I discuss something that's happened in the news today. Something that's popped up on my radar, and I've thought, what? What the piss is going on? Let's go. Right. So I actually asked, my manager was in her office today, Googling wacky news. And this is something that happened last Thursday, funnily enough. Something that was posted on Sky News last Thursday. And the headline reads, tiny Sicilian island giving away goats as tensions grow over rapidly expanding animal population. Now, let's dive further, because from that I thought it was like therapy goats. I thought they were giving away goats because people were getting really stressed. Tensions were rising in Sicily, which I'm going to, which is interesting. Will they give me a goat? Anyway, I thought tensions were rising in Sicily, so they were giving away goats. No, there's a mass overpopulation of goats. Hold on. Alicudi. The smallest island of the something archipelago is donating its goats to anyone who wants them, as the wild animals have been destroying the landscape. A tiny remote island off the coast of Sicily has started donating its 600 goats, with the animals overwhelming the human population of just 100. There's only 100 people. For every one person, there are 6 goats. That makes sense, though. That's not crazy to me. Hold on, maybe I'm not understanding. 6 goats. How many goats would fit in this room? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's okay. They need to get a grip. But it has said they are wreaking havoc on the environment, storming people's homes and eating their crops. Mr. Gullo, who is the local mayor, said it all started with a few goats supposedly escaping from their owner and going on to reproduce themselves, to a point where they now have become too hard to manage. 600 goats have been counted. Now imagine being tasked with that. Luigi, babe, I know usually you do the paperwork in the office, right? For the mayor. I know you usually do the paperwork, but I'm going to need you to go outside and do some outside work. What do you mean? That's Luigi. What do you mean? Babe, I'm going to need you to count all the goats in this country. in this little island. I'm going to need you to count each and every single goat. And if you lose track, start again, because we need to know exactly how many goats are on this island. Mamma mia. That's what he would say. That's me being Italian. Italian heritage. Heritage. Oh. Mr. Gullo, the local mayor, has said, some goats are nice and robust, so some people are scared, while others fear they will enter their home. I mean, it's a goat. It's a goat, really. What? It's a goat. They're not like predatory animals. They'll headbutt you, yeah, but you kind of just got to pick yourself up and move on. It's a goat. People are living in fear. And so the offer expires on the 10th of April, which is Wednesday, just gone. Offer expires on the 10th of April. There are no restrictions on who can apply for a goat or any limit on how many of the wild animals one can request. Where can it go? Oh, where can they go though? Could I order a goat here? Could I order a goat to England, London? Because they've said it's a random delivery without conditions, a special gift. Could I get a goat? Is what I want to know. Not that I intend to. I don't actually like goats. I think they've got awful eyes. Now, I hate to be, judging these goats by their eyes, but they've got those eyes that are like squinty. They're like a line, but a line, is it horizontal or vertical? Long story. I don't want to hear you. Sorry, someone just cleared their throat in the next room. Long story short, if you are in need of a goat of recent, you can order one. They are available from a small island just off of Sicily, because the population of 100 is overwhelmed. And this has been the news. Oh, almost choked there. Why can't I speak? What's going on? Am I tired? I feel like there's something in the air this week. There's something in the air, which I don't know whether that's just a way of saying something's going on / the universe. Something's going on this week. I've been incredibly tired. I've been incredibly lackluster. I feel like the colour is draining from me. Also, I painted a table on Sunday. Was it Sunday or Monday? I painted the table behind me. I painted it brown. I'm going to actually strip it of paint because I don't like it. And I've now stained my French tip manicure with brown. There's something in the air. There's something in the air. Now we move on to the Agonies, where you guys send me. You can't send me Agonies anymore. Stop DMing me Agonies as well, because it's not going to work. I swear to God, it's good. Get away from me. Also, I can hear you clear your throat. No. I swear to God. And the thing is, for them, it's just a nice little visit. They come in, they check the cameras are working. Ha ha ha, he he he. But for me, I've been invaded. My space has been infiltrated with, you know what I mean? I hope they don't come back until I'm finished. That's what I was going to say. Stop sending me DMs with Agonies. Stop sending me DMs with Agonies, because that's not where it's not where the Agonies live, okay? The Agonies are supposed to be submitted on my website, but the Agony submission is now closed. Why? Because I'm incredibly popular. Everyone wants to Agony. And they will reopen the next season. So unfortunately, if you did not submit your Agony in time, it is gone. The time is now over. The time is now over. But in the next season, we'll be back, okay? DM me with nice things like, oh my God, you're so sexy. Or like, just nice things. I reply to most DMs, really. Right. Hold on. Let's get some Agonies up. Now, I've started the trend of kind of just picking random ones. No! I've been logged out of my email. Now, as I say, I've set the trend of just doing them randomly, like with no real. Oh, we're getting we're pretty much getting through all of them, with no real agenda/theme, and that's how I'm gonna keep it because I've seen one. Now, this one literally does not have any kind of further information at all. It just says, "Dear Ayame, I'm in love with my boss." Don't know what to tell you. We've all been there. Some people have gone the extra mile and made it a physical relationship. Don't need to do that. But we've all been there. I don't think I've ever been in love with a boss. I've fancied a boss, but that's the most I've gone. In love, that's intense. I do fall in love very often, but I also fall out of love just as quick. So, is it really love? Is this love? You know, I hope all goes well. Maybe try and give him a kiss, unless he's married. Anyway. Okay. Hold on. Right. This is a big one. This seems long. Now, I don't know if my feet are in frame. This seems like a long one. What I will say is I also feel like I can't read right now. I feel like my mind is completely fogged up. I'm not too sure why. Maybe it's the tea. Now, what I will say is if I read this one and it lacks everything, I'm going to be fuming. I'm going to be really angry. If there's nothing of value here, I'm going to go insane. Let's go. Dear Ayame, firstly, happy belated birthday. It was 2 months ago. I'm obsessed with you. Your podcast has been helping me through my hardships, and I think you're so funny and gorgeous. Anyway, I've been going through a breakup the past few months. My boyfriend of 4 years broke up with me because he wanted to see other people, and he wasn't sure if he was ready to commit to me, so he's a loser. Anyway, this is the third time he has broken up with me during our relationship. Third time. What the piss were you still doing there? For 4 years? 3 times? Hold on. This is the third time he's broken up with me during our relationship. I have been absolutely heartbroken since then, but recently I've started to feel better about myself/life. However, the past few weeks he's been contacting me saying that he misses me. If you don't delete his number right now, if you do not delete and block his number right pissing now, you are going to annoy me. What are you talking about? Saying that he misses me, he regrets what he did, and he was stupid for breaking up with me. These confessions also came after I found out he was seeing someone right after we broke up, and he referred to her as just a friend from work during the end of our relationship. Every time he has reached out, I've told him that there is no possibility of us getting back together and that he needs to accept the situation he's been put in. Then, on Valentine's Day, that was 2 months ago, please don't tell me you pissed up. I swear to piss. Please don't tell me between now and then you have... Then, on Valentine's Day, he decides to send flowers to my house with a note saying that I am beautiful, great young woman. Tell me something I don't know. Good girl. And that I deserve appreciation, that he wishes the best for me. He's never done anything like that for me during our relationship. My parents keep telling me to block him and ignore him. Listen to your parents. But I can't bring myself to do that just yet. And I would feel guilty if... Why would you feel guilty? Why would you feel guilty? Why would you feel guilty for... Why would you feel guilty for deciding to put yourself first? Why do you feel guilty about that? This man is obviously not good for you. This man obviously does not care for you, to be really frank. And if I'm going to be honest, you write these in knowing that I'm going to be aggressive. He doesn't care about you. Just because he sent you some flowers, which cost how much? Maybe maximum 30. He sent you some flowers on Valentine's Day, and you're saying that he's never done something like that before, but you're looking at that thinking, he's never done something like that before, as opposed to, he's never done something like that before. He's never sent you flowers before with a nice note, singing your praises. Get a grip. Get a grip. Block that number. He doesn't care about you. We had a good relationship. No, you didn't. It's just been the breakup that's been messy. Is it too harsh for me to block him after everything we've been through? Sorry, that was long. I've been going through a lot emotionally. Sorry you've been going through a lot emotionally. It's not too harsh for you to block him. You're deciding to put yourself first. If you continue to give this man your time, he will continue to disrespect you. He has disrespected you already in that he did not sing your praises to you whilst you were present. Decided that after you broke up, that it would then be a good idea to send flowers instead of nurturing the relationship as and when you were in it. Point 1. Point 2, in the 4 years that you were together, he broke up with you 3 times. Let me guess what the reasons were. Just don't know if I'm ready. Just don't know if I can commit. Just don't know. I don't know. I've overblown. I've blown out of proportion something that you've done and pretending that I'm going to use that as a severe problem for why we have to break up. 3 times. In addition to the flowers, that's 4. He told you that he was a girl from work, no one to worry about. But immediately after you break up, they are now together. Listen to what you are telling me. You don't have to listen to what I'm telling you. Listen and read what you are telling me, and you can answer the question yourself. Block that man. He's a waste of time. He is a waste of space. You need someone that gives you flowers regularly. You need someone that makes you feel secure. Oh, what a great time. I've missed this. I've missed shouting at you guys. Oh. Right. Next one. It's so pissing annoying. This is why. And you know what? Just as much as I hate men, I hate women that allow men to men. I hate it. I hate it because if we all together banded together and decided, actually, let's stop them from being garbage, and we really stopped allowing garbage behavior, it would stop. But then garbage behavior like this, tolerances like this, allow them to still be annoying. Let's band together as women and just tell each other, this should not be happening. Oh, this is a long one. And he's gay. Whee! Hold on. Dear Ayame, I am a gay 29-year-old man on the East Coast of the United States. So I'm going to read East, never eat, New York. All right. I'm a gay 29-year-old man on the East Coast of the United States. I'm seeking advice about the gray areas in dating life that so many of us find ourselves in. Specifically in reference to open relationships. I'm not going to do well on this. I recently had a less than amicable split with a so-called friend with benefits, who I feel like was either getting too attached or love bombing me. He was in an open relationship with his live-in boyfriend of 6 years. I was planning on fielding an opportunity in Denver when I felt that the relationship was getting too intense. I told him that this wasn't a friend talk and that the time apart would be good for us to slow down and reevaluate. In not so subtle terms, my friend told me that we were just that, friends. So I asked him, what's the line? The line between what friends do and what lovers do. Oh. This is intense, darling. Oh, this is intense. Me getting the laptop. Hold on. He wasn't able to give a satisfying answer. I was exhausted, and he was rather needy and clingy. So we ended up having a long, tense conversation that took up the better part of an afternoon, culminating in me yelling at him over the phone for about an hour. I really like the way you type. Whoever you are, Mr. Gay Man, I like the way you speak. The next day, I did my best to apologize, haphazardly gathered my things, and set a course for Denver. You speak as though you're writing a book. And I'm reading this book. He left a message with me stating that he needed space, but that he didn't want to ghost the situation. I took this to mean that he would like to talk it out at some point, but it appears I was sorely mistaken. I'd been less than mindful about things because I was so preoccupied with this man's constant cloying and love bombing up until then. I felt myself destabilized by this experience and the myriad of tribulations to follow on the road. I've been left feeling gaslighted. I'm going to say gaslit and completely confused. So my question to you, sis, is this. What's the line? Was I love bombed? Am I absolutely crazy? What the happened? And why can't I let it go? You can't let it go because you've been rejected. And it's your ego speaking more than anything. I don't know if you've ever noticed that whenever we are rejected by people, those are the people that we absolutely over fantasize. But you've been rejected by this man. He may have enjoyed having sex with you, maybe, probably, if he still wants to kind of keep that relationship, that sexual relationship going. But the reason you're so obsessed is because you've been rejected. Accept that you've been rejected and go to where you are accepted. Secondly, were you love bombed? Now here's the thing. I personally don't believe open relationships. I could never be in one, nor could I ever enter into one. It isn't for me. I'm quite, I like my person. I like my person to be my person and vice versa. So he was in an open relationship with his live-in boyfriend as though that's a nanny. Now, I don't know whether he was love bombing because I don't know specifically what he was saying. You have said that you felt it got quite intense, but that may be, I also don't know whether that's just because you got quite intense. Like you might have been overwhelmed by the situation itself as opposed to what the situation was. Do I think he was love bombing you? I don't know. Are you crazy? No, you're not crazy, but I think it's time to move to Denver and set up shop elsewhere. The fact that he has said that, like, when you expressed that you were moving to Denver and he said, well, we're just friends. We're literally just friends. I guess that is a bit of a gaslight moment, but at the same time, I'm not privy to the conversation, nor am I privy to the relationship. So I don't actually know if at regular intervals he did specify that you are. I don't know. Long story short, leave that man alone. Leave that man alone. Love how you write beautifully, but leave that man alone because he has rejected you and you have not been chosen by this man specifically. You will be chosen by another. But go where you are chosen. Denver! Where is Denver? Colorado, right? Denver, Colorado? Have I made that up? Where is Colorado? Denver. Oh my God, Denver. City in Colorado. Colorado. City in Colorado. And Colorado is, slap bang in the middle. It's near Aspen. Isn't Aspen where they have the... Oh, it's near Utah. Nebraska? Okay. Isn't Aspen where they do all the skiing? Aspen, isn't it? Anyway, all the best with your move. Leave him alone. Find someone that wants you. And just you. Nobody else. Nobody else at all. Right, let's do one more. Now, you may be wondering what my dismay is. I will tell you. I have seen 30-year-old woman dating 50-year-old man. Dear Ayame, oh Ayame, do I have an agony for you. So I'm having trouble letting go of a relationship that has no future. For context, I'm a 30-year-old woman and I've been dating a 50-year-old man for the last 5-ish years. So you're 25. And he was 45 when he met you. It started out as a little sugar daddy situation. Get your money up. Kinky. He's very wealthy, like millions. Now I understand. But the relationship really turned into something way more profound. There are some issues in the relationship. Ultimately, we are very supportive of one another, and he's especially been supportive while I've been in grad school. these last several years. Yeah. One of our biggest struggles, though, has been that I want children. He's not interested in starting a new family. He already has 2 grown babies. For a while, he really led me to believe that he was thinking about it after several months. But he finally gave me a definitive no. Oh, sorry, I read that wrong. For a while, he really led me to believe that he was thinking about it, but after several months, he finally gave me a definitive no. I underwent an egg freezing process, and that helped quiet all the nerves I had about getting older and missing the opportunity to be a mother in the future. But now, here we are, 5 years later, and several difficult heart-to-hearts about what we want for our futures, and neither of us want to end things. Tough tits. Tough tits. Pick your tough. Pick it and live it and do not complain about it. We've talked about setting end dates around big transitions. For example, next year I'll be graduating, potentially moving. I just need to be a big girl and rip off the band-aid, but it's been so difficult when things are seemingly going well. Yeah, rip off the band-aid, get a grip. You pick your tough. You either stick with the tough of being with him and not being able to have the future with like the family future you wanted, i.e. children. And this is the thing. If you don't want children, fine. But if you're saying one of your big ambitions or big hopes and dreams is to have children, and then you're then saying because of this one man who happens to have money, no, maybe not. What? Pick your tough. Either that or you pick your other tough, which is you stay with him. Oh, no, sorry. You leave him, sorry. And the tough is the heartbreak, which is temporary. Do what you want. Do what you want. But you are 30 years old. And you are debating whether you should stay with this. You've stayed with this man for 5 years, knowing full well he doesn't want children, first of all. You're then debating now in your 30s whether you should continue to stay with him or whether you should go the pathway that you really want to go, i.e. have children. You don't need me to tell you that, though. You don't need me to tell you that. What do you really want? How about you think about that? What do you really want? Do you want a life with kids and babies, or do you want a life with this old man? And here's the thing. Why don't we ask ourselves, if he was just a business venture, so to speak, i.e. you needed help through grad school, yada, 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 then fine. There's a reason this man is 50 and alone. There's a reason. Look into the reason. But anyway, that's your man. That's my man. I'm going to stick with that. That's your man. Grab him if you wish. But you're 30. You have a lot of life ahead of you. He's done that life. He's done that life 20 years ago. 20 years ago. So, yeah. Knock yourself out. Do we want? There's all well and good me telling you what to do. All I'm saying is if you want children and he doesn't want to give you children, then you're going to have to go on your way. You're wasting your own time. And why would you rip off the band? Why? If you're saying I want to plan it around like big transitions, why? You're literally just delaying your imminent heartbreak, so to speak. You're delaying when you're going to have to heal. Why don't you just do it now, break it off now, heal, and then when you have that big transition, you may be still healing, or you may have completed your healing process. Either way, you've started it from this point. Don't do tomorrow what you can do today. You know? Leave that man alone. I feel like that's all of my agonies, or all leave that man alone, unless he's a good man. There's a good man. Yeah. Think about it. Think about what you really want. Choose your tough. And don't complain about it. Just choose your tough. Decide that you want to be in that tough. And then live your life in it. You know? What a fun time we've had, haven't we? Haven't we had a fun time? I've had a fun time. I didn't have a coffee this time. I think that's the situation here. I need a coffee next time. I had a cup of tea. I don't keep coffee in the house because Maybe one time I'll do a drunk episode. I film this podcast during the day, and if I'm getting drunk at 11 a.m., there's something that needs to be discussed. Well, I've had a great time, my babies. I've had a fantastic time, and I will see you all next week. This weekend, I'm going to Milan. Yeah, because I'm doing a job there. And I'll tell you all about it next week. I'll tell you because I'm going to be staying in a hotel. I'll tell you all about the hotel, and I'll tell you all about whether I do make that giant dream come true. Should I? It was a really good dream. It was all a dream. Anyway, have a fantastic week. Oh, this is coming out on Thursday, so it's pretty late, but to all of my Eid babies, I hope you've had a fantastic Eid on the Wednesday. What else is happening this week? Not much. If you wish to buy a goat, you have until tomorrow to get a goat. And yeah, Eid Mubarak.